You are kicking too hard. You need to stop. I'm going to tell you why. Hi everyone, I'm the Old Man Kicking. I want to thank all of you for the positive support you have given to me in your comments about my videos. The comments you have given me have reinforced my desire to share my martial arts perspective with you and to post videos of my training. But once in a while, I do get some negative feedback, and I actually appreciate it. I'm honored that someone took the time to watch my videos and then to share their thoughts about my videos. So please keep commenting. Sometimes someone doesn't like some aspect of my form. Sometimes they don't like something about how I throw my kicks. That's fine. Different styles throw their kicks differently, and opinions vary about how to throw different kicks. And I even throw the same kick in several different ways, and this is something I'll talk more about in a future video. Sometimes someone doesn't like that I wear shoes when I kick, and I actually really appreciate that they're often concerned that I'll hurt myself by wearing shoes. I thank you for caring about my health and safety. I wear shoes because my arches don't like to kick barefoot. I have never felt completely comfortable kicking barefoot, and my feet have gotten crankier about this as I've gotten older. I like the support that wearing shoes provides me when I kick. And not that I plan to get into a street fight anytime soon, but if I do, it's more likely in that case I'll be wearing shoes, so maybe my training with shoes will help me out there. But probably the most common criticism I get is about how hard I am kicking, or more accurately, how hard I am not kicking. Even some people who appreciate my form question why I'm not kicking harder. And some people have straight up criticized the power of my kicks. I accept that criticism. In many of my videos, I am not kicking hard. But that is usually because I'm not trying to kick hard. I'm intentionally focusing on other aspects of my kicking. I think you should consider these aspects too, and you should stop kicking so hard. There are good reasons to kick hard. Kicking hard can help you develop power. Kicking hard can prepare you for competition. Kicking hard can prepare you for self-defense. These are great reasons to kick hard, but kicking hard can come at a cost, as I will discuss in a minute. There are some bad reasons to kick hard, and one of the reasons that I've observed for why a lot of people kick so hard in their training is their ego. This reminds me of a statement I heard someone make once about weight training. They said that training should be about developing strength, not demonstrating strength. And I think this perspective applies nicely to thinking about our own martial arts training as well. Sometimes people also kick hard because they have unrealistic expectations of their body and its limitations. Now, there are some really good reasons to not kick hard. Kicking hard is potentially dangerous. Obviously, this is true for your sparring partners or the people holding your pads and paddles. But I'm referring more to the fact that kicking hard can be dangerous for you. When we kick hard, we risk injury. This is especially true for when we are air kicking. Without a pad or a heavy bag to absorb our kicks, we can hyperstand and hurt our joints. I think all of us who use kicks in our martial arts training have had the experience of throwing a really hard kick, missing our target, and having our knee remind us of our mortality. I myself am getting older. You're probably getting older too. I want to keep kicking for a long time. I want to protect my joints. I want my knees to last a while. I don't recover as quickly as I used to from my hard kicking workouts, and I definitely don't want to have to recover from an injury that I could have prevented. I don't compete anymore. I'm not training for the UFC. I'm not training for the Kumite from Bloodsport. I'm not training for the All Valley Karate Tournament, and I'm not training for the Seki Taikai. So I don't have to train to kick hard all the time. Now, I admit I do kick hard occasionally. Ironically, I sometimes get criticism when I post videos of me kicking hard, with some of you worrying I'm putting my joints at risk. I do throw hard kicks in my training occasionally, and I also do power training for my kicks on a heavy bag periodically. But for longevity, I focus mainly on form, safety, flexibility, mobility, speed, balance, and coordination in my kicking, not power. For the majority of my training, I like to kick slow, or at least slower. I've posted several videos about my thoughts on slow kicking. I'll link them in the description, so please check them out. To summarize my thoughts on slow kicking, I think that slow kicking helps us focus on our form and our mechanics, and helps us to safely develop our kicks and our martial arts abilities. And by reducing our risk of injury and allowing us to continue our training even as we age, slow kicking helps us to increase our long-term physical fitness and well-being. Now, I do want to be clear about something. I don't want to lose track of the fact that we are training in the martial arts. We are training in fighting techniques. But while I appreciate the need to develop kicking power, I do not always train for power. And I find that by working the form of a kick, by working the path the kick takes, by working my control of the kick, by kicking slow, I am then better able to apply the kick when I do train for power. And if I ever need to throw a power kick in a situation to defend myself or my family, then something has gone terribly wrong. If I can't escape or de-escalate that situation, I will throw my martial art techniques, be they kicks, punches, elbows, or whatever, relentlessly with all the force of my being. But I hope that day never comes. I want to say that I read and appreciate every comment you leave, so please keep giving me feedback. I read all of it. I consider the advice and I consider the criticism. I sometimes use it to inspire my training. Sometimes I respectfully disagree, but what works for me may not work for you and vice versa. If you want to kick hard, then do so by all means. But please be careful and intentional, and please stay safe when you kick hard. I will train in the ways that work best for me and my body, and I hope you will do the same for yourselves. In the comments, I would love to hear how you program your harder, faster, and more powerful kicking, along with your softer, slower, and less powerful kicking. Also, let me know what other videos you'd like me to make. Make sure to hit subscribe, kick that like button, check out my other videos, and keep kicking.